There's a very interesting scene in 2 Kings chapter 6. The Syrian army sets out to capture the prophet Elisha, hoping to prevent him from helping the armies of Israel. They surround the city he's staying in, and as they're getting ready to move in, Elisha's servant sees them and runs to warn Elijah. The situation looks pretty desperate. How are they going to escape this massive army? Elisha stops him and says, "Do not be afraid, for those who are with us are more than those who are with them." He then prays that God would open the eyes of his servant to see the true situation. And when he looks out, he realizes all the surrounding hills are filled with flaming chariots and forces of heaven. God's invisible army had the Syrian army completely surrounded. Needless to say, the battle did not go well for the Syrians. This is a good story to reflect on as we're continuing through Genesis 42 and 43. This week we find Jacob very discouraged. Simeon is in prison in Egypt, and he's forced to send Benjamin with the rest of the brothers to secure his release. Thinking about how he's already lost Joseph, he's not sure if he can handle losing another son. From his perspective, things look pretty hopeless. The thing is, he's focused entirely on the situation from a worldly perspective. He's focused on the danger around him, but not God's protection over him. Just like Elijah's servant, he didn't see the forces that were on his side. If he had seen things from God's perspective, he would have realized he was sending Benjamin to a place where he would be completely safe, to be reunited with his brother Joseph. The reality was there was absolutely no danger at all. Joseph would be ensuring that all of his brothers would be safe. As Christians, it's really important for us to fix our eyes on the things that are unseen, rather than the things that are seen. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verses 16 through 18 says, "Therefore we do not lose heart. Though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal." When our eyes are focused on the seen things, we're focused on our problems and our limitations. We'll miss out on a lot of the solutions and opportunities God might be giving us. Fixing our eyes on what's unseen means thinking about God's promises about the future. It means spending time in prayer, asking God to guide us in His will. It means finding our joy in the work God is continually doing in our hearts, transforming our character, rather than finding our joy in worldly wealth and status. Wealth, power, conflicts, sickness, all those things are temporary things that we can see, but they won't last. The important eternal things that we can't really see, it's not like I can hold salvation in my hands, but the reality is those eternal things are what really matter. If Jacob had been spending the necessary time in prayer and seeking God's will, he might have realized that God was working some important plans through all of this. In the end, all of this was working out for his salvation and the salvation of his family. And you know what? For those of us who have put our trust in Jesus, God is also working things out for our salvation. So let's fix our eyes on the promises and not get distracted by the problems of this world.